welcome to another homemade squishy update video. This has been by far my most requested video on my channel, so I finally spent enough time and made enough homemade squishies to make a video to share with you guys. Before I get started, I'm going to give a few free shout outs, starting with Kawaii Crafts 22 or Kawaii Burgers 22, So Squishy, Maxine Xoxoxo, and Night Butterfly. You guys need to check out these YouTubers, keep spreading the love, you know the drill. I have kept y'all waiting long enough, so without further ado, let's get started. I have decided to group these homemade squishies into different little mini categories or groups, categories, whatever. So we will start with the bear pancakes. Oh, I hope I can get it in the frame. First, I made this jumbo stack of bear pancakes with strawberries on top. Here is the giant squishy out of the packaging. I just printed off a picture of a plate and some cutlery for my computer. And I also made these super adorable plastic charms to go with the squishy. There's a strawberry, some bear syrup, and a fork. By the way, I will be going into more depth with these charms later in the video. And here is the squishy itself. It is very large, and I decided that I loved the Punimaru bear pancakes so much that I would create my own with some different toppings, and I decided to make strawberries. Next, I made a mini stack of bear pancakes, and this one has maple syrup drizzled on one side. And I also made matching charms for this squishy as well. Here is the squishy out of packaging, and again, I just printed off a smaller plate with cutlery to put in the packaging. This stack has 3 pancakes. I'm really happy with how the shading turned out, and I love this maple syrup drizzle. The next category or mini series I'm going to share with you guys is my toast and bread squishies. Starting with this plain bitten slice of bread or toast squishy. I just wanted to make a plain slice of toast with a bite taken out of it. I think it turned out super cute. This one turned out super soft. The next squishy I have is this super tiny slice of French toast with some whipped cream on top. And here's the squishy out of packaging. I decided to put my little Morumotto character on the front and some syrup drizzle on the back. The next squishy I have is this slice of toast with some drizzle and spread on the back. I made a toasted design with my logo in the middle, and I used a pink puffy paint on the back and went over it with chocolate drizzle. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I've always wanted to try this design, but it's really tricky, and I'm really happy with how it turned out for my first time. The next squishy is very similar to the previous one I just showed you, except the toast is shaped slightly different, and it is double-sided. This one, I'm not as pleased with how my logo turned out. Like I said, it's super hard to do all the shading and then put your logo in the middle. but I still think it's really cute. The next bread squishy is definitely the smallest one of the bunch. It's just a plain slice of toast with some jam dipped on the side, and this packaging was from an old squishy that I made, a homemade squishy, and this was one of the first packaging I made. It has some grape on it, but this is definitely not grape jelly, so just disregard that. Here it is out of the packaging, and as you can see, it is very small, but super cute. Both sides are toasted, and like I said, one corner is dipped in red jelly. And the last squishy in this category is probably, definitely my favorite. It is a replica homemade version of the Tutu Kawaii toasts, which are super rare, and I just replaced the logo with my Morumotto character on the back, and I made a strawberry charm to go with it on a ball chain. Here's the squishy out of packaging, and this was the first plastic charm that I made, and I could not believe how well it turned out for my first time, so of course I had to put it on this squishy. I also put a little bow on the ball chain, and this is the drizzle design of the Tutu Kawaii toast. I don't know if you guys could hear it, but when I squeeze the squishy, you can hear the air coming out, and that's because it has tons and tons of layers of puffy paint on it, and that makes it super duper slow rising. I'm not really a fan of the really airy squishies that have tons of paint on them, but I wanted to give it a try because I don't have any, and I'm surprisingly happy with it. The next category I have to share with you guys is a Rilakkuma tagged squishy category. I am completely obsessed with the Rilakkuma tag squishies that are really rare and really expensive nowadays, and I'm like totally heartbroken because I can't afford them, but I decided, hey, why don't I make some? First I have this mini croissant with a Rhetoric tag on it. Really simple packaging. And here is the squishy out of the packaging. I used a silver ball chain to attach this really cute tag to. And this squishy is really, really soft. I've noticed that the more I mix fabric paint with water before I apply it to the squishies, the softer the foam is after they dry. The next squishy I have in this series is this Rilakkuma marbled slice of bread. I used the same silver ball chain on this squishy, but I used a Rilakkuma tag, which I think is super cute. And I was really worried about how this bread would turn out. It's really difficult to make the marbling look realistic, but I'm overall pretty happy with it. Next Rilakkuma tags homemade squishy that I have is this roll or bread bun with a Rilakkuma tag on it. Here it is out of the bag, and this is probably my favorite Rilakkuma charm that I've made. And the squishy is kind of smushed in where it was in the packaging with the tag, but I'm really, really happy with how this one turned out. I think it looks just like the actual squishy. It's very reminiscent of the Cafe Dien bread roll. The next squishy I have is this really cute Rhetoric cake roll squishy. And it has the same silver ball chain with a Rhetoric charm. Here it is out of the packaging. The charm kind of got stuck to it. This is probably my second favorite charm. I think it just turned out so cute. And I love this cake roll squishy. And the final squishy in this Rilakkuma Tag Squishy mini-series is this Rilakkuma Chocolate Dip Donut. I really like this little charm too. This squishy is super slow rising. As you can see, it's still trying to rise from when I first squished it. Here is the charm. And I'm debating whether or not to put sprinkles on this. I think it looks kind of plain, but I really like just the chocolate on it. So leave me a comment down below, let me know what you guys think. The next series I have to show you guys is the Penguin Sushi Squishies. Sounds weird, you'll see. And here are the 3 Penguin Sushi Squishies. These were actually inspired by some Japanese stationery that I saw recently, and I unfortunately have no idea what these little characters are called. I don't know their names, but if you guys do, be sure to let me know down in the comments. The first squishy is just this plain onigiri or onigiri penguin squishy. I made a matching tag for this squishy as well. And it's just a plain little rice ball with some seaweed on the bottom, and it looks like a pengu. The next sushi squishy is this, to be honest, I don't know what this is called. It's like an onigiri, except it has seaweed wrapped all the way around it, and it has this red filling on it. This squishy also has a matching tag, and I think it turned out super adorable. The final squishy in this category is this tiny little penguin sushi. Again, here is the matching charm. This one is definitely the softest of the bunch. So cute! The last few squishies that I have to show you guys don't actually fit into any kind of category or group. They're just kind of random. So I'll just show you them right now. The first one is this mini sandwich squishy. And I actually decided to put this one on a keychain, which is something I've never done with my squishies before. And on the keychain I put a mini sandwich charm and a little lunch bag charm. The squishy itself is made from makeup sponges, which is something I've also never done. I really like how makeup sponges turn out really smooth and flat, so I wanted to give it a whirl. And this little sandwich has lettuce, cheese, and a little slice of meat on it, and a kawaii face. I think it turned out pretty nice. Where this one is made of makeup sponges, it is not the most slow rising one in the world. But I think it's so cute, and I love that this is really durable. I would definitely be brave enough to hang this on my bag or my clutch, no problem. The next squishy I have is this teeny tiny little chocolate chip cookie squishy, and I decided to put a gold ball chain on this one with a little milk bottle charm. Here it is out of packaging, and it's actually still trying to rise. Here's the cute charm, and I also put a dust plug for cell phone on this one. And this one's also very durable, so I would definitely be brave enough to hang this from my phone. Oh my gosh, it's still trying to rise. Believe it or not, this was actually just an extra piece of foam that I had. I didn't want to waste it and I didn't know what to do with it, but it was already kind of circular, so I decided to turn it into a cookie. The next squishy was actually requested / inspired by one of my commenters. I will try to look up their name and put it here on the screen now, but they suggested that I make a galaxy strawberry squishy, so I did. I made this red strawberry with leaves on top and gave it a galaxy chocolate dip. This was actually pretty difficult. I wasn't sure how the white seeds would look with the white stars, but I'm actually pretty happy with how it turned out. This squishy is also pretty airy, just like that tutu kawaii toast, because I had to put so many layers of paint on it. But I'm really happy with how this one came out. Okay, and the final homemade squishy that I have to share with you guys is actually not necessarily homemade, but it is decoed. You guys might remember this slice of green bread that I previewed in one of my previous videos. I ordered it off of either Banggood or AliExpress, I can't remember which one, but it came just plain with nothing on it. And I was like, what the heck can I do with a slice of green bread without it looking like mold? Like, ew. So I decided to put some hot pink drizzle on the front. Well, it's not drizzle, it's a spread. And then to put black sprinkles in it to make it look kind of like a watermelon slice of bread. And the great thing about this particular squishy is since I did order this offline, it actually is scented and smells like sweetbread. So that's pretty cool. Okay guys, before I end this homemade squishy update video, I wanted to share with you guys my story on where all these crazy plastic homemade charms are coming from. I've always adored squishies that come with little tags, charms, acrylic charms. I always thought they were so cute, and I've been dying to come up with a way to make my own. And then I remembered when I was a little girl, I used to make little shrink charms with my grandmother out of something that was called Shrinky Dinks. Have you guys heard of that? Basically, Shrinky Dinks are sheets of plastic that you can draw on. So you draw an image on there, and you have to make sure it's rather large because it does shrink down. But you draw your image on it, cut it out, put it in the oven for a minute or two, and it shrinks down into this cute little hard, shiny charm. I gave it a try, and the first one I made, like I told you, was that mini strawberry that I put on the tutu kawaii toast, and I was immediately hooked, and I've made a ton more. Here's where I keep all of my homemade charms, and I kind of have them separated into categories like fast food, fruit, characters, sweets, drinks, all that good stuff. I won't bore you guys to death by going through every single little charm that I've made, but I will spread them out and let you have a full view of them. You can pause your screen and look at them if you want. But you guys may recognize this little guy right here. I decided to make my YouTube logo and put it on a necklace chain. I've actually worn it in a couple of my videos, and I plan to keep wearing it in future videos. But these are all available on my store right now. I decided to sell them by themselves or in conjunction with the squishy if you so choose. So if you guys like this idea, be sure to let me know in the comments and go check them out for yourself. Ta-da! Well guys, that is it for another homemade squishy update video. I hope you enjoy watching. Thank you as always for checking out my videos. I really appreciate all of your support and love. If you saw anything that you loved today, be sure to leave me a like and a comment below to let me know that you did see something that you love. And be sure to go check them out on my stores because everything you've seen here is available on my Storenvy as well as my Etsy. And other than that, I guess I will see you guys in my next video. Stay squishy, y'all. Bye!